What it is, y'all? It is your old boy Pilk, and I'm coming back at you today with more Dokkan Battle, and the game hasn't really been this hype in a good minute. I would say this is even better than the anniversary. Crazy enough to say, yes, I think the million download celebration, which technically I guess you could say has started. Let's go ahead and look at what came in last night. While we were streaming last night, we got a whole bunch of stuff. Dokkan Special is coming. I haven't even seen this yet. Dragonstone Special Present Campaign. Oh, okay. So what this is actually going to drop a very special Dragonstone. Basically, it's like this multicolored Dragonstone. Rather than last year when we got all the tickets for every Dragonstone we've spent, now we're going to get this like special multicolored Dragonstone, which you can exchange either for the tickets, which actually the ticket banner is live right now. And there's a number of LRs in here. If you actually, I pulled on the banner last night. We could do. I got 2 tickets. I'm gonna hold off on those a little bit. I mean, I had a message from Chain Battle. I'll check that out too. It's really interesting. Like, this is gonna have its own like implications. A lot of people are upset about it, but I think it's a really awesome idea. Now, these Dragonstones you will be getting, like, I believe 1 Dragonstone per 50 stones you spent, kind of like how we got last year with the tickets. Well, last couple of years with the tickets. It's not really all that. It doesn't change a whole lot, but now you can actually exchange those Dragonstones for different units. And rumor has it there's going to be an LR in there for 100 of those Dragonstones. So maybe you get lucky on that one. That does kind of require you've spent 5,000 Dragonstones. So basically you're spending 5,000 Dragonstones worth of these multicolored Dragonstones for an LR. To be fair, though, LRs are in this banner, and if you were at the stream last night, we rainbowed Mighty Mask. For as much as I use Mighty Mask, we rainbowed him last night with 1 ticket. So LRs are in here. I believe every LR up through last year's event. So you've got GT Trio, the Androids, Baby Vegeta. Everyone up through that is currently in the banner, so we'll have to see how all that proceeds. But that is definitely fun stuff that is coming here shortly. Okay, so worldwide celebration campaign. So what we got the ticket collecting campaign. Just log in every day, get your tickets. The Dokkan Fest for the tickets is here. We should be getting those Dragonstones next week. It says here on the 27th that is going to become a banner you can pay for, but I wouldn't recommend it, honestly. It is not worth that. There's some great units in there, but there's so many units, even featured units, that I just think it's not worthwhile unless you are LR hunting. As you know, that is the day that we should actually be getting the 350 million downloads LR, Dual Dokkan Fest LR celebration. So keep an eye out for that. That should drop right at the same time, if not really close to that. So that's the banner to drop your Dragonstones on. Okay. Worldwide Celebration Returning Campaign. Obtain tons of Dragonstones. There are quite a few Dragonstones up for grabs. The Legendary Campaign for Hercule and Boo is live. I've already completed all of that, so I'm going to go ahead and get my rewards for that real quick. Explosive Chain Battle. This kind of warrants its own video. I haven't done too much in Chain Battle yet. Haven't really had an opportunity, unfortunately. So we're going to release a whole video on Explosive Chain Battle later this afternoon. Dragon Ball History is back. Decent number of Dragonstones in there. Super Battle Road is on every day. We do not have Extreme SBR yet. I am a little shocked. I really thought it'd be coming right now because we've had a lot of the assets in the game. But whatever. It is a thing. All Dokkan events open, and that's going to be basically through the 4th of October. Most all of this, I believe, is actually through the 4th of October. So you have lots and lots and lots of time. And all the EZAs are back open, and Quad XP is back. Quad XP was like going for, 2 weeks? It is back, and I'll tell you why you want to take advantage of this. First of all, let's go back in here, because one of the biggest things, okay, so information on the new Dokkan Awakenings. These are new Dokkan Awakenings that just dropped in-game. You can now awaken these units. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff to cover. That's kind of why I waited till this morning to do it. Legendary Campaign. Most of us have probably already completed this. You do want to start preparing, though, because he's getting an EZA in... We don't know, but I'm going to guess probably part 2 of the event. But it could be part 1. Hard to tell. But I'm going to guess it's going to be part 2 to give people time to complete the legendary campaign, those that haven't. But if you already have them up to LR, you got 10 Dragonstones last night. We get another 20. You get 7 Elder Kais, and you get a ton of orbs. Green orbs, but yeah, a ton of orbs. The items for him, let's see, more items and characters added to the shop. Basically, you want to just make sure that you've got him completed before all this goes away. The campaign is lasting until the 5th of October, so you got plenty of time. And I really feel like they're going to add the EZA here really, really, really soon. So, who knows? Guaranteed to get a Hercule statue platinum. So basically, they've revamped the shop here so you can get a ton of Zenny because you need Zenny to get the belts. Like I said, the best thing you do right now is farm up 3 of these. 2 SA10s, 1 SA5. Why do I say 1 SA5? It's what you're going to need for the EZA. So take advantage of that. If you guys want your own video on that, let me know in the comments section. But here are all of our rewards. Obviously, they did drop one of his unit here. Hopefully you've already got him, though. You should have had tons of him at this point, especially with the increased, improved drop rate from the Friends Summon that came during the anniversary. Lots and lots and lots of things in here, so I'm going to go ahead and accept all of these. Bam! If you're wondering, I got the 3 extra Elder Kais and the 10 Dragonstones for already having them done. And if we over here into missions, boom! Look at all the 20 more Dragonstones, 7 more Elder Kais, and a bunch of orbs. And I'm pretty much done. There's not a whole lot left to do. Yeah, the campaign is done for me. Now, once again, like I said, the EZA is coming, so we're going to prepare. Now, one of the most hype things we got out of this, one of the most absolutely insane things was the Link update. And I want to spend a decent amount of time talking about this. So basically, what's going to happen, they changed the way a whole bunch of these links work, and as you increase levels, they're going to level up exponentially. Let's go ahead and look at a couple of units and talk about this, because I think it is something that isn't terribly well understood by most of the global player base. I'm going to go to Vegito, because he's the one I damage tested yesterday. And if you remember yesterday, there were 2 links we were really trying in his base form to link up. That was Brainiacs and, I believe, Brainiacs and Fierce Battle. Okay? Brainiacs was a 10% link. It becomes 10% at level 1, and then you can level it up. At level 4, I'm at 11.5%. So I believe that's going to go up to 15% at level 10. I'm not 100% certain, but I think that's what it maxes out at. So these levels are really, really critical. Now, I will warn you, leveling them up, it takes a while. It does take a while. I've been grinding hard. Okay? Fierce Battle was 15%. I'm now at 18%, I believe. I could be wrong, but I believe that maxes out at 20%. So imagine the significant increase in power that this unit is going to get once everything's at level 10. Now, here's the fun part. Over in a flash, they used to just be Ki plus 3. Now I'm Ki plus 3 and attack 3.5%. I believe that maxes out at 7%. I could be wrong on that, but I think that's where it maxes out. So we're already at level 5. Saiyan Warrior Race. This used to be just 700 damage. Who cares about that, right? It is now 8% at level 6, and I believe that's going to max out at 10%. Power Bestowed by God attacks 7.5% when performing a super attack. Used to be a flat boost. Once again, now we got that. Fused Fighter used to just be Ki 2. Now I'm Ki 2, attack and defense 2.5%. Do you see what I'm talking about here? Now, depending on how you can link your unit up, you could get stupid power out of this. Now, there is one slight downside to the whole thing. So, while you can link everything up amazingly, and one thing that is absolutely awesome, you level up your unit. Like, say my unit's got level 10 links, but you use a friend unit that hasn't leveled anything up, everything's just level 1, your unit will still use the level 10 links. Now, the opponent unit largely will only use their links. The exception is, like in things that reduce defense, it will use whatever the highest link is. So when it comes to that, great. But anything that affects your unit is basically dependent entirely upon the levels of your unit. So you're not really punished for using someone else's units. You're really rewarded in every possible circumstance for using your unit's max levels. Now, the exception to this is there is one major downside to what has happened here. If you remember the way the link system worked before, basically the long and the short of it is when you link up things like, well, when you link up key links, you would have a unit, let's say you had a unit on either side that had fused fighters. You got fused fighters here, fused fighters there, and the unit in the middle had fused fighters. That unit in the middle would get 4 key from the 2 fused fighters linked up link sets. Now, you can only really link up a set once-ish. Obviously, both units will get fused fighters on the outside because it's linked, but your middle unit will still only get the 2 key. That is the one downside to this. So, like, if we go way back, like, prior to there ever being let's say, categories, we still had this thing that we called the fusion team, where anybody that had fused fighters, you'd throw on that team, regardless whether they were Batara or whatever, because the links were so strong. You never had any issues whatsoever with key. Now you can actually run into some issues with key. You've got to really be wise and smart about how you're doing this, because you are literally cutting some units' key almost in half. So that is the one major downside to this. But leveling up units will pay out huge, absolutely phenomenally. Some units that only had key links before now get key and attack. Some get attack and defense. In the case of big bad bosses, in fact, I'm just going to go ahead and jump in here. In the case of big bad bosses, I'm going to go to 23.8 because basically the long and the short of this, if you're looking to upgrade, 23.8 and the Raditz event are the two you really want to pay the most attention to, because you want to try to get as many fights with as many opponents as humanly possible. Even though the Raditz fight does not cost you any stamina at the moment, it does cost stamina generally, so it basically, because it's going to cost you keys, it's going to do it. Events that don't cost stamina, Super Battle Road, Legendary Goku event, Chain Battle, Battlefield / Ultimate Clash, whatever you want to call it, those unfortunately do not really level up your units. You have to level them up in normal, like, Dokkan events and story events and quests, things like this. So 23.8 is an excellent opportunity to spend some hard-earned stamina and level up units phenomenally. So case in point, as I was saying, with big bad bosses, let's go to the details list here. So before big bad bosses was attack 25% when HP is 80% or below. But I have big bad bosses level 5 now. Attack and defense 25% when HP is 90% or less. If you follow along here, when that is 100% leveled up, when that is at level 10, it will be attack and defense 25% with no limitations. None. That is busted. That is ridiculous. Big Bad Bosses got a crazy boost out of this. But Big Bad Bosses isn't alone. There's lots of boosts that happen in here. Like I said, we were talking about Vegeta before. Literally every single link he has now, including Legendary Power, now has a percentage boost. Legendary Power used to be a flat 5,000 when performing a super attack. Now it is attack plus 12.5% at level 5. I believe, I could be wrong, I believe that goes up to level 15, or attack 15% at level 10. Now, when performing super attack does mean that he has to have 12 key. If I understand the way this works properly, even though he gives himself 3 key, if he doesn't get the 12 key, I believe he doesn't get the link. I could be wrong in that, but I think that's the way that works. So you have to be a little cautious on that. Plus, if there's a unit not getting a super attack, but he is, that will not translate over. Whichever unit is getting the super attack, whether they're, if they're linked up, but they're not getting a super attack, they're not going to get the link. The unit has to activate the super attack naturally with key you've obtained in order to get it. If I understand that correctly, that's the way that works. So, but do the math on this, okay? Say in Warrior Race, 8%, I believe that goes up to 10%. And remember, these all add. This, I believe, goes up to, let's see, power bestowed by God. We can find out real quickly. Let's see. Power bestowed by God is... I'm pulling up my handy dandy list. If you can actually look at the list, I'll put it in the description down below of all the link skills over at the wiki. They've got them all listed here. Z Fighters, blah, 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 blah. Big Bad Boss is there. There's one we were talking about. So, power bestowed by God. Let's just do a quick search. Alright, so at level 1 it's 5%, at level 10 it's 10% when Super Attack is launched. So that's 10%. So Saiyan Warrior Race is 10%, Power Bestowed by God is 10%, there's 20%. That's 20% more than we had before. Fuse Fighter now goes up to, I believe, 5%. I could be wrong on that. Yeah, 5%, so there's 25%. Pretty obvious what some of these do. Legendary power, like I said, that goes up to 15%. So now we're at, what, 40%? 40%. And then we get to Brainiacs, which has now gone up to 15%. Actually, yeah, 15%, I believe. Over in a Flash, adds another 5% to that. You start to see where this gets insane. We're going to compare the power of base Vegito to the power we had before with 2 attack links. If we can link up the vast majority of these, I don't think we'll be able to link them all up, but if we can link the vast majority of them, we will be in such a great place to produce insane damage. But let's go ahead and talk about how to acquire these, because frankly, that is one thing that has been kind of a point of interest for most people. So, like I said, I run 23.8. We've gotten a good chunk of rewards out of here. The main thing is you want to get it as many fights as possible. While apparently stamina cost does affect the volume of upgrades you get, I really think getting in more fights in these type of events is going to work out better in the long run. It just seems to work that way. As I said, if you want to run the Raditz event, unfortunately it is not live yet, but you can use keys to run it. We did that last night on the live stream. If you've run out of stamina, it's a great way to get a little bit of extra leveling done. And I don't know if we'll get any levels out of this. Most of my units are, their skills are, level 3 to 6 right now. I've got one level 7. Again, there's a bit of a disparity on it. After you level up to level 5, it takes a long time to get to level 6. Level 7 even harder. Level 9 to 10 is going to take for frickin' ever. But it's 100% worth the grind. I'm just going to snag that because I don't really have a reason not to. Boom, boom, next fight. You know what? I didn't even pay attention. I don't think we got any level up that time. But let's go ahead and do this. And that's kind of the danger of running this team now, is that I've got so many levels. It might take a couple fights before we level up, but let's go ahead and do it. It'll be obvious when it happens. I just was in the zone, so I may have just passed it, because it's now just become that habit. Though I really don't think I got any last time, but we'll see. Go Vegito. Look at Vegito's damage. Bam! I can't wait to see what that Fizz Vegito does when he's fully maxed. That'll be insane. Alright, so here we go. Did we get anything? We did not. Alright, so we gotta go get in another fight. Up here. Basically, you want to follow the path that has the most Cybermen, and that's just going to give you a bunch of crazy quick kills. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter what we're doing here. You don't have to activate SA or anything like that. Just crash through it with, the force of a hammer in a vacuum. I don't know. I don't have a good analogy. Just basically kill this event as quickly as you possibly can and get your tasty rewards. Bam! Now, there's some debate out there as to which event gives you more, whether it's 23.8 or whether it's the Raditz event. In theory, if you get all ones on the Raditz event, not likely, but if you do, then... See, there we go. Okay. So Saiyan Warrior Ace just leveled up to level 7. Level 7. So we're getting there with him. Kamehameha is now level 4. Look at that. And this is the screen you'll see when you get those level ups. That's what I'm talking about. Alright, so I'm going to stay the course on this upper path. Unfortunately, I'll not get that Cyberman. I'm going to go and do that. Hopefully I'll get another 2 here. I did not. I didn't get a 1 either, so we're going to go ahead and fight him. Hopefully we'll get another 3. Because even the Pilaf and the Lunch fights... Launch, whatever you want to call her. Her name is Lunch, by the way. Even those fights do count. So... it doesn't have to be a tough enemy. In fact, like I said, just fighting these Cybermen seems to do the trick. It seems to be the best bang for the buck. So, let's go ahead and finish this up. Bam. If you can't tell, I'm really enthused by the link system. I think this is going to give us a lot to grind and a lot to do, and this is going to keep things interesting for the next little bit of time. Dude, I love how much damage she's outputting here. Bam. Look at these. 1.8 million. 3.5 mil. Jeez. What a beast. No upgrades there. Let me see. Can I get a 2 from you? I cannot. So, bad run is bad. That's okay. That's alright. Can't win them all, unfortunately. So, let's go ahead and do this fight and kill this dude as quickly as possible. And you will notice there's a huge increase in the amount of power being output here. And yes, if you can link some of these units up, they are going to do way better in chain battle. Way better. So, consider that. You do want units that increase attack in chain battle. I will do a whole video on chain battle this evening once I've got the mechanics of that a little more down. It's a whole other situation, but it definitely is super hype. Super hype. Alright. So we only got a couple of links there, but like I said, just keep running that. The other one that you could run is if we go here and we go into the Portal of Memories. And we go into the story. The Raditz event, you can actually run, not 4. We want to run 3. There we go. It's going to cost me 2 keys to do this. You'll notice it is the same team because I'm trying to link up. I'm trying to honestly max out Vegito as quickly as I can. So, I think that's pretty much all the information you need. I know I've kind of rambled on a little bit about some of these things, but I'm really excited and I'm having a lot of fun with the game. Basically for the first time since the anniversary ended. Hate to say that, but it is true. This has been really insanely fun. It's a thing. Alright. And yes, I know if you bring an AoE in here, suppose it goes a little bit faster. But for me, I'm more focusing on leveling up my units. I could bring an AoE friend, but then I've got to worry about key and all that stuff. It's 6 of one, half dozen the other. I find most of these units can do multiple attacks anyway, so I'm not really worried. Vegito's going to clean house here. Get it? Is that a 2 mil attack stat on him? 2 mil attack stat. There we go. Got a 4 mil crit. Just casually. Just chilling. Just chilling. Like I said, in theory, if you got all ones, this would be quite a bit faster, but it is what it is, what it is. Bam. Oh, we're not getting an SA with him, but that's okay. Oof. I'm not worried, obviously. We're not going to take any damage from them. Now, this would be the beneficial situation, whereas if I was able to feed someone with an AoE, then literally everybody else... You don't have to attack to get the update. It's just like any other level, like them standing in the back, swinging around their swords, while, someone in the front does the AoE damage. They would still get the experience. It's literally just a new experience system is pretty much what you're working at. And we have so many units in the game, it's going to take you forever to level everyone up. So be pretty picky. Pick your favorite teams first off. Wouldn't be a bad idea to start working on your World Tournament team either if you're a World Tournament grinder, like I tend to be. So, though not to the same extent as some people, I do enjoy the World Tournament. I know it's pure masochism, but it is my preference. Now, once again, we have been through now 2 fights here without any kind of update. How many more can we go before we get another update? This is what I say when there's like a disparity, because when we first did this last time, everyone was level 1. Literally every fight, you got like 3 or 4 updates. Now that everyone's in the higher levels, you gotta wait a little bit, unfortunately, but our time will come. Get it! Alright, he's gonna do at least double attack, if not triple. Bam. Look at that. 4 mil. Granted, yeah, he had type advantage. That triple attack. Boom. And yeah, there would be something to be said for not getting an SA here, but whatevs. Who might argue at this juncture? I'm literally just pressing buttons at this point. Alright. Let's go ahead and finish it. Not like it says a million on a base attack. A million on a base attack. Hilarious. Okay. So Over in a Flash is now level up to level 5. Fuse Fighters level up level 4 on Fusion Zamasu. That's absolutely great. So we're starting to get more and more and more rewards. So, like I said, though it does seem like on this one I'm not going to have as many battles, but I think in the long run I think you get a few more here because you technically have, what, I think 3 or 4 battles at the very end. So in theory you do fight more units here, but it's 6 of one, half dozen the other. If you don't have keys, don't worry about this. Wait for it to come live again and do 23-8. Either way, you're going to be absolutely fine. But now that, guys, that is going to be the video. I've rambled on long enough. This is going to be a very long video, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments section down below. My little gush, my little enjoyment, and I hope to see you guys on the next one.